When he was the mayor, he was infamous for his killings, and when he ran for president, he openly admitted that killing was one of his major characteristics. From a murderer to a foreign president, is he a tyrant or a brutal executioner? Due to his strong and decisive methods, he is called the Putin of the Philippines, and because he dares to say and do anything without restraint, he is called the Trump of the Philippines. Who is Rodrigo Duterte really? On March 28, 1945, Rodrigo Duterte was born into a prominent family in the central province of Leyte, Philippines. As the eldest son, Duterte had high expectations placed upon him by his parents. His father was the mayor of Davao City, and his mother was a teacher of Chinese Filipino descent. From a young age, Duterte was subjected to strict discipline from his mother. His sister, Eleanor, once stated that he was the most beloved child to their mother but also received strict education. Without his mother, there would be no Duterte today. When he successfully ran for president, he immediately went to his parents' gravesite and couldn't control his emotions, bursting into tears. On one hand, he hoped to continue receiving guidance from his parents, and on the other hand, he felt regret that his parents couldn't witness his success. Solidarity Duterte, the mother of Rodrigo Duterte and the current president of the Philippines, was dedicated to public welfare and helped many vulnerable groups such as dropout youth, women, children, and disabled individuals. She solved basic social and economic problems and served the people for 50 uninterrupted years, earning her the beloved title of Mother Solia from the people. As a devout Catholic, Solia showed love and support to her children. Faced with Duterte's educational issues, she didn't hesitate to punish him severely, even resorting to physical discipline to make him better. Her selfless dedication also deeply influenced Duterte's life. During his high school years, Duterte's father sent him to a Catholic school, where he encountered a haunting childhood trauma. Terrible things happened during our childhood when we were confessing in the church. We were molested. Duterte openly spoke about this later in his adulthood. Duterte initially tried to expose this incident to those around him, but no one believed him and showed indifference. The American priest who molested him continued to be respected. The young Duterte had to take matters into his own hands and seek personal revenge. When the priest was trimming the lawn, Duterte used a slingshot to shoot small stones at him from behind. He also filled ink into a water tank and sprayed the priest with ink from behind. However, these pranks did not harm the priest significantly, and he remained respected until a year after his death in 1975 when his multiple instances of child molestation were exposed. This incident had a profound impact and change on Duterte. The once timid Duterte became easily angered and restless. He started getting into trouble, skipping classes, and forming gangs with a group of delinquent youths. Apart from this incident, another significant influence on his character was his bodyguards who were always by his side. Due to the busy schedules of Duterte's parents and the nature of their family, a group of bodyguards always surrounded Duterte from a young age. These bodyguards mingled with him on the streets and served as examples with their coarse and even vulgar language. Duterte gradually learned the crude language of the common people and the use of violence to solve problems. At the age of 16, Duterte committed his first murder, simply because he was drunk. We looked at each other, and at the University of the Philippines, because my classmates knew that we were both interested in the same girl, so we had a conflict. He had an ice pick, and I had a balisong, a type of knife. I stabbed him to death. Duterte said. From that point on, he continued to engage in violent activities and murder. Some people believed that Duterte had a death squad, which was responsible for the extrajudicial killings in Davao City during his time as mayor. Duterte has denied the existence of such a squad but admitted to killing criminals himself. Rodrigo Duterte, with his unconventional and controversial style of leadership, has undoubtedly left a mark in Philippine politics and society. Whether he is viewed as a strong and decisive leader or a brutal and authoritarian figure is a matter of perspective. His presidency has been marked by a crackdown on crime, drugs, and corruption, but it has also been criticized for alleged human rights abuses and disregard for due process. the debate about Duterte's legacy and impact on the Philippines will continue long after his term as president. Father specifically invited the former mayor of the local area, Nono Torreanis, to educate him. This person, apart from the mother, the priest's bodyguard team, was the fourth person who had a significant influence on Duterte's character shaping. Torreanis had a fiery temper and believed in corporal punishment. He often rode a motorcycle to patrol the streets at night and used his baton to deal with thugs. It was common for thugs to have their ribs broken by him. Torreanis' swashbuckling style of action greatly impressed the young Duterte, and his influence could be seen in Duterte's behavior as an adult. In 1968, Duterte had just graduated from university, but his father Vincent died of a stroke due to betrayal by his allies during his campaign for a seat in Congress. This was a heavy and unforgettable moment for Duterte, who had just stepped into society. His father's death exposed Duterte to the dark side of politics. In 1972, he passed the bar exam at the San Beda College of Law in Manila and followed in his father Vincent's footsteps into politics. Transforming from a small-time thug who used knives to kill to a law-abiding judicial officer, Duterte's brutal genes laid the foundation for his bloody and authoritarian political career. During his years as a court consultant at the Davao City Prosecution Office, Duterte deeply understood that his country was in a state of extreme danger, with its people trapped in dire straits. The perpetually hungry and impoverished masses, the teenagers driven to a life of crime out of desperation, and the rampant drug sales, all these he witnessed firsthand. Deep in Duterte's heart, a determination to punish drug dealers took root. In 1977, the opportunity finally came, and Duterte quickly rose to become a prosecutor in Davao City. 1986 was a year of transition for the Philippines and a turning point in Duterte's life. In that year, he was designated as the mayor of Davao City by the then President of the Philippines, Aquino III. This marked the beginning of his autocratic rule over Davao City for 30 years. During Duterte's tenure as the mayor of Davao City, he transformed the once crime-ridden city into one of the safest places in the world. At that time, Davao City was plagued by various crimes, and criminals were extremely rampant. Duterte implemented strict policies to combat youth-related crimes, launched a severe crackdown on drugs, and enforced bans on smoking and drinking. His strong and idiosyncratic style of governance left other officials speechless. As the city's leader, he would sleep in the morning and only start work in the afternoon, but no other officials dared to object because every night Duterte would ride a police motorcycle, carrying a rifle, patrolling the streets himself. It has been estimated that during his decades of rule, Duterte has personally killed 1,424 criminals without trial. When the police couldn't keep up, Duterte even hired hitmen and formed his own execution squad. Duterte became synonymous with death, and wherever his name appeared, criminals would flee. Under his iron-fisted suppression, Davao City underwent rapid changes and soon escaped from its previous state of chaos and poverty. Although Duterte's bloody methods repulsed and disgusted countless people, Davao City did become safe and prosperous under his leadership. As a result, Duterte gained the support and admiration of numerous lower-class citizens. By 2015, Duterte had been re-elected as the mayor of Davao City for 7 consecutive terms. With the support of those around him, he began to harbor ambitions of running for president. Once a small microcosm of the Philippines, Davao City was plagued by crime and poverty, which were unfolding nationwide. Rodrigo Duterte witnessed the hardships and decided to bring about change in Davao City. However, countless people still lived in the same dire circumstances. In the 16th presidential election of 2016, Duterte garnered overwhelming support from the Filipino people due to his unwavering determination to combat crime. He was elected as the President of the Philippines with a decisive majority. True to the people's expectations, Duterte governed the country with an iron fist, implementing ruthless measures. He established a rule of mercilessness, where anyone involved in drug trafficking, from government officials to impoverished individuals, would be executed by gunfire. He called upon the entire nation to participate in the fight against drug dealers, allowing the police to shoot them on sight. Faced with such harsh law enforcement, thousands of drug dealers voluntarily surrendered. Despite holding the position of a national president, Duterte often spoke without filter. This characteristic earned him the nickname Philippine Trump among the people. In his first year as president, Duterte received criticism from former U.S. President Obama for his brutal anti-drug tactics. Unbothered, Duterte unleashed a barrage of insults, disrespecting Obama and causing a significant strain in their relations. As a result, the White House canceled a scheduled meeting with Duterte. Similarly, the United Nations condemned the Philippines' brutal methods, accusing them of violating international law. In response, Duterte directly attacked the UN's experts, calling them fools and expressing his intention to withdraw from the organization. In 2015, during the visit of the Pope to the Philippines, which caused a massive public gathering, Duterte was stuck in traffic for 5 hours. In a fit of anger, he publicly berated the Pope, telling him to go back home. Duterte's skill in hurling insults is indeed noteworthy. Within Duterte's family, besides his renowned mother, Soledad Soling Duterte, there was his father, who served as a lawyer and mayor. Duterte's children also followed in his footsteps and became influential figures in politics. His eldest daughter, Sara Duterte, became the mayor of Davao City, his youngest son, Sebastian Duterte, became the vice mayor, and his eldest son, Paulo Duterte, was elected as a congressman. They formed a prominent and illustrious political dynasty. From Duterte's life experiences, it is evident how the environment plays a crucial role in shaping one's character. Duterte gradually embarked on the path of an iron-fisted president, influenced by the people around him and the societal environment. One could say that he was molded by those he associated with. Even today, Duterte remains a highly controversial figure. While some admire his strong and decisive leadership, others abhor his ruthless and merciless actions, which have led to a trail of bloodshed. However, I believe that for a resolute and iron-willed president like Duterte, the opinions of the world hold little weight. He remains steadfast in his desire to bring about change in the country, a desire that has never faded within his heart. What do you think of Duterte? Let the comments section reveal your true opinions. Filipino netizens are welcome to express their views.